Hello, how are you, beautiful listeners? Another episode of Serving Up Comics. I'm Gene, and with me today, as always, Nick. How are you, Nick?
Good quarantine edition.
Oh, it's every
This-
month. Every month.
Every month is a quarantine edition. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we've already had what six quarantine editions since
Prob-
since it started.
mhm.
Oh God.
Probably. That's not. It is what it is. Certainly another month of quarantine. It could be swimsuit edition.
Except for it is on fire in
Oh,
California, and it
yes.
is, and it just smells like smoke everywhere. So
Smells
that's
like
great.
smoke and ash. And it's raining ash, and there's just a haze in the air, and you can't do anything outside.
San Francisco looks like Mars.
Yeah, it looks like Mars.
I
Not
don't know if you've seen any of the photos there where it's just like a red clouds everywhere. And
mhm.
it's just like just red sand everywhere. Everybody's just going like, "Oh, this is what Mars must have looked like."
Looks like Blade Runner 2049. Looks
It
like Vegas.
does. Yeah,
So
well now we
fucking
know how we get Blade Runner.
yeah, it's so fucking scary.
Yeah.
But let's not think about that for maybe like 40 minutes. So yeah, today's pretty good episode, Nick. We're talking about two things that you really like. First off, we'll get to the DC fandom, which you
Oh yeah.
really enjoyed. Had a good time virtually there,
Mhm.
and
Uh,
we're
oh
watching
no, go ahead.
and we're watching The Boys
Hmm.
on Amazon Prime. The second season came out. For our listeners, we're reviewing the first part of the installments, the first three episodes, and next episode we'll finish off the rest of the season. But in honor of The Boys, if you're watching on YouTube, you could see me in my Hawaiian shirt, like Butcher.
I didn't know we were doing that. I
I
went
just
with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Sorry.
uh, this is my Butcher Hawaiian shirt. Proud to be
Oh.
festive to wear. The dress is so nice. Yeah, we'll get to that. What amazing show. But first off, just for a little 5 minutes or so, Nick, what the heck are you reading? Having a lot of
Uh,
comics to read.
know what? There's a lot of comics out there, and unfortunately, I have been on a binge of just Japanese anime. Like this is just ridiculous. Like what?
Like
No,
One
it's really
Punch Man.
fun.
One
No,
Punch
it's
Man.
not even that. Like I got into like like the new Dragon Ball Super, and then I started
Mhm.
getting into My Hero Academia, and then I started getting into Black Clover, and then I started getting into like Food Wars, and I was like, oh my god, like I just got into a little like vortex of anime where like
Yeah,
once you get in, you can't get out until you're
and if
dead, till you die. Like
if
that's pretty much it.
yeah, and if anyone wants to know, Nick, you threw a Food Wars birthday party last year. Oh,
Yeah, so I mean, I've just been diving into those. It's always one of those things of as soon as you finish like one manga or like an anime, it immediately goes, if you liked this, you would obviously like this, and then the recommendations. I'm like, they fucking know me because I really did like it,
yeah.
and you go further and further and further, and then eventually you
Mhm.
die in anime. That's pretty much it. But I mean, besides that, I did see that Joker came out, the three Jokers.
Three
That
Jokers.
is, it's on my it's on my read list. It's like it's there.
It's there,
It's something I need to get
sitting there.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I need to
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, Three Jokers. I read it. I was pleasantly surprised. This is a
Mhm.
storyline that's been in the works for 5 years now.
Okay.
Um, by
Yeah,
Jeff by
they
Jeff Johns.
mentioned three Jokers like back when the New 52 first kind of came out.
Oh, yeah, it was like a couple years after it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 2015, and it was supposed to probably come out maybe maybe a year after they
Mhm.
announced it with the button and all the Watchmen stuff, and it just never they never got around to it, and they finally published a series. It's beautifully illustrated by Justin Fabok, great illustrator.
Yeah, it was really funny that like they mentioned the storyline and then they never mention it again.
Like it's
They
out there.
like yeah, like they had a little like it was like an end title of like there's three Jokers in the DC universe. never mentioning it again. Like you see
Yeah.
the Joker from time to time, and you're like, is that a Joker? Is that one of the three Jokers? Never, never mentioned. Never fucking mentioned. And Batman's met the Joker before in between
Right.
this time.
The Joker has been appearing throughout the Bat books and never mentioned. Are there two other people also named the Joker? Are there a couple Jokers out there? Never
Yeah.
came up, so it's a little awkward. But it's 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 a good series. It's a solid issue. It lays a lot of groundwork for a lot of intriguing plot lines that we'll see later. And the three Jokers are almost different eras of the Joker. There's the '80s Joker, Killing Joke,
Mhm.
where he's more sinister. There's sort of the um, '70s Jim Aparo style Joker, where he's a little more mischievous, and the modern day Joker, where he's just how we view him now, where he's just sadistic.
Just a
So
psychopath. That's it.
psychopath, yeah. And that was cool. That was different aspects of his personality. I don't know. Are these clones? Are these like alternate universes?
Now, my question is that do they all look alike, or is Batman just the worst detective in the world? Where all these
Oh,
years he's just been like, "Oh, that guy is in white makeup. He obviously is the Joker."
yeah.
Like,
But they kind of look. Yeah, they look alike. They just dress differently.
all right, I guess. Did they mention in the first couple issues? Did they happen to mention of whether or not it's in canon or if it's out of canon?
It's in canon. It's
Huh.
somewhere. It's somewhere in the current events of the DCU. Maybe it's like 5 months before certain events, but it's
I
around
don't
this
know if
time.
I don't know if I like that, but okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like DC hyper time. Things are happening. All these events are happening at the same time.
See,
Maybe
I'm
mention that.
wondering if they're just gonna say that it's not like we've always had three Jokers, like during a crisis, like Jokers
Right.
got left or something like that. Because I think that would be really weird if like they were just like, oh yeah, this entire time that we've had the Joker, we've actually had three of them.
Yeah,
And
there could have been three. Who's to say?
yeah, I'm
Um,
really
I,
hoping it's something like that though.
yeah, I was just gonna say it's well written. The elephant in the room is it's unfortunate that there's certainly a lot of drama with Jeff Johns and Ray Fisher. As a note, I would hope Jeff Johns apologizes and
Mhm.
resolves things the right way. That's kind of a bit of some air clouding the series, but it's worth talking about.
In case people are watching and they don't know exactly what happened, can you run it down for
Sure.
Gene
Yeah,
so that
the
way?
during the reshoots for Justice League, Ray Fisher has publicly stated that Jeff Johns was very demeaning towards him, along with Josh Whedon and another producer that escapes my name, escapes my memory. But mainly, he had a problem with Jeff Johns making veiled threats to his career, saying that if he didn't comply or um, things that Ray Fisher has not made to light that he intends to, going through proper legal channels, that he was basically threatening his career that to comply, just get with the program, and that's certainly not acceptable. Strong arming.
Yeah, and my thing is that isn't something that you just do. Like, I don't really like see somebody just like strong arming somebody and just going like, yeah, like I'm a strong arm of a celebrity. I imagine that this is something that Jeff Johns might have done sometime in the past,
Hmm.
just because that's kind of like an attitude thing where like you need to have prior like experience, kind of like trying to say like I'm gonna ruin your career, or I'm gonna or threatening people or stuff like that. I
Yeah,
actually would be surprised if more people from maybe the comic book side of things start coming out going, yeah, Jeff Johns is a dick.
yeah,
That's he's threatened all of our fucking careers. Like this is something that he does.
yeah. It very well could be. Um, Certainly believe Ray Fisher. He would have no reason to lie,
Yeah, he has no reason to lie.
and considering the legal trouble he may get in, and how cautious he has been of the legalities of his statements, yeah, I wouldn't doubt his story.
I do appreciate that he's going through the proper channels and he's trying to, bring it to light. He's
Mhm.
trying to let everybody know, hey, this is what's going on. Just letting you know. You know, the set
Yeah.
of Justice League wasn't as happy as apparently when Zack Snyder was there. Everybody was having a fucking ball. Like
Right.
no, nobody has complained about Zack Snyder at all. About
Nope.
like, yeah, he was a tyrant. He was doing anything like that. Apparently, like he was like when everybody was working for him, everybody was having a great time. They were having like a great like it was all very creative and everybody was kind of like pitching in ideas and stuff like that. It was apparently a very nice environment.
Yeah.
And then as soon as Zack Snyder kind of like let go of the reins, gave it to Joss Whedon and them, it just kind of went downhill. And I don't, I mean, I don't know what else to do about that, man.
Yeah. Yeah. That's from all reports. It seems like that. Yeah. I mean, I'm not the biggest Zack Snyder fan in terms of the DCEU, but it seems like his work ethic is unequivocally good. There's no reason.
Yeah,
Yeah. So let's hope that some justice goes to Ray Fisher, as he I think he used the title accountability over entertainment. So we'll hope for that, man.
yeah, yeah. Speaking of, things that have come out of fandom, how did you like fandom? Did you watch it? Did you?
Yeah, yeah. I watched the DC Fandom, and it was I was watching it in the background, putting just leaving it on, having the highlights, stopping to watch the trailers maybe 2 or 3 times,
I was
and
actually watching it at the dentist.
you're watching at the dentist. Okay.
I was
You
watching it
have
at the
a
dentist.
you have a
I had
root?
it on my
Did
phone.
you have like a root canal or something?
No, I was getting my teeth cleaned and I had it on my phone and like my dentist was like, "What are you watching right now?" Because I was looking at it like so vigorously, just like staring at my phone. And he's like, "What are you watching? Like, are you listening to music? Are you watching YouTube?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm watching the DC fandom." And he's like, "Oh, what is that?"
So did he say? Did he stop his dental procedure to like watch your trailer with you?
No, he was very professional and he finished the the procedure that he was doing, but the thing is that apparently a couple of his nurses, uh, so DC, I don't know if they, know, very if they I don't know if they publicized fandom as well as they could have. Because nobody seemed to know where these trailers were coming from. They just knew that trailers had come out and are
Just
now on
dropping.
YouTube, and they were
Yeah.
like, "Oh shit! Like, we have a Wonder Woman trailer. We have a, what was it? We have like a teaser for Black Lightning. We have like a Batman trailer." They were like, "Oh, just DC just decided to drop a shit ton of trailers. Like, that's cool." But not many people knew about fandom.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you and me are in the loop. I don't know if other people were. I mean, I'm on Twitter, saw people reacting crazy there, but yeah, in terms of marketing, it didn't seem as if everyone knew if it was this giant event that you would get to see all these trailers and get excited again in life.
You know what I noticed though is that DC fandom, because I got an email about DC fandom in the mail, because I have a DC Universe
Universe.
account,
Yeah.
and it literally said, "Oh yeah, sign up for DC fandom because you're a DC Universe account." So I didn't know if they were just sending it out to people that they were like, I know you're gonna love this and stuff like that, because you couldn't find it on YouTube, you couldn't find it like on the actual DC fandom, like on the DC Universe app. You had to like physically sign up, log into like a different thing, and then get onto it, which was kind of weird.
Yeah,
Like
it
it
was a
was,
little confusing. I probably took like 10 minutes finding where the like online portal was. I was trying to figure it out.
yeah, I know I woke up in the morning and I was like, all right, I got to do it. And then I was trying to log in and I go, wait, what?
Like how?
I,
It's like where's this
yeah,
coming
like,
from?
wait,
Yeah.
it didn't even give me a link on the email saying, hey, this is the link to DC Fandom. It just went like, go to dcfandom.com. And I was like, oh, okay, that's all right, go.
No.
Like, you had to like log in. I was like, oh, okay, fine. But besides that, I mean, there were a couple that I was like, all right, whatever. But there were some that I was like, that's amazing. Like, that's cool. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
So let's talk about some of the trailers. Nick, first off was because this we could talk about this for a second because there was a lot there, but then there there wasn't really a trailer. The Suicide Squad by James Gunn apparently
You
has
know
a.
what?
Mhm.
I compared to what we've gotten for Suicide Squad, that kind of like pieced together, mess of a movie.
I don't know
I
if you could call it a movie, but go
Yeah,
on.
physically, I mean, I feel like Suicide Squad is the greatest definition of what was wrong with DC, where it wasn't necessarily a director's vision or like a writer or anything like that. It was a movie by the numbers of like this is what works in Hollywood. This is what works in other DC movies. So let's throw it into a movie and then we're gonna put it out there.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have like maybe like one or two characters that are kind of interesting, and then that's it.
Hmm.
But I really am interested to see how James Gunn, did it. I love the idea of instead of having we're only gonna have like 5 or 6 Suicide Squad
Right.
members. Oh no, we have like 10. We have like 10 Suicide Squad members, and they're all D-listers.
Yeah, these are because I was talking to Diego about this. These are the most obscure characters that you could have put. Like Weasel is. These are like Weasel. That's like a character from like a '70s comic book, or like Bloodsport, a Superman character from the '90s who Idris Elba's playing.
They had Javelin.
Javelin.
Like who got Javelin? You might as well put Kite Man in there.
Kite Man. Yeah, I would have loved that man. That
You know
man's
what?
a fan favorite of mine.
You know what? Honestly, they would have. It would have. I would have been sold if they would have had Condiment King. Like
Hmm.
if that would have been like one of the like the Suicide Squad members was Condiment
Put
King.
some
I
mustard
have,
in your eye.
yeah, because I have like a special heart place in my heart for Condiment King. I think he should be in more things.
You should.
Just because
He's in the Harley Quinn show, right?
he is in the Harley Quinn show, and I really love it. And I love him showing up, and the fact that he's arch nemesis with fucking Kite Man only makes it funnier. Where
Yeah.
it's just like two useless villains are nemesis of each other. But I really enjoyed it. I love the cast. It looks awesome. I really do like the fact that they actually didn't replace Deadshot. Like they just didn't recast him. They just said, "Oh, he's off in the universe somewhere in
Yeah, he's
case,
doing another mission.
yeah, he's doing another mission, or he escaped, or he did his time, or he whatever you want to say happened to Deadshot. Because I have to admit, Will Smith kind of was like the one thing I liked in that movie.
Hmm.
Like Will Smith and Margot Robbie, it was like those were like two of the things I liked in that movie.
Yeah.
And also having a Deadshot character is pretty awesome. Like
Right.
Deadshot's a pretty cool character.
Yeah, he's take him away from that movie, and that's a great character.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really upset that they killed Tattooed Man in like the first like 10 minutes of that
That's right.
movie.
Yeah, Common was Tattoo Man. That
Yeah, how
was
the hell are you gonna cast Common as Tattooed Man and then they go like, cool, doesn't do anything, we're gonna murder him in like the first 10, 15 minutes of this movie.
right. That was weird.
Yeah. But yeah, I really appreciate how much effort that James Gunn's putting into Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
And he says it's gonna be like a war epic, and it's like, and from like the screenshots they were showing and stuff like that, I'm looking forward to it. Also, I love the fact that Nathan Fillion's in it.
Right.
John Cena,
John Cena,
John Cena's in it.
Pacemaker. Uh, that is one of the charlatan heroes, like Blue Beetle. Question. He's one of those characters.
Yeah, I really do like that. I really like that they actually got like a comic book accurate thinker, like where he actually has like the diodes sticking out of his head. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's so cool that they actually like did a comic book accurate thinker.
Right.
I love the idea that who was John Cena playing? He was
He's
playing
Pacemaker.
he's Peacemaker, right?
Pacemaker. Excuse me.
Yeah, and I love the idea of like when he asked James Gunn, how do you want me to play this character? And he was like, I just want you to play Captain America. He was like a giant douche.
Yeah. So if
And he was
Captain
like, got it.
America was Trump, if Captain America voted for Trump,
Yeah, like if he was just like a dick, and he
yeah,
just started murdering people and to
or
do like what he needed to do.
or the ultimate version of Captain America, written by Mark Millar.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to kind of seeing how that all works out. I mean, even if they, I really hope they don't have like a subplot with the Joker. I have a
Yeah.
feeling they won't.
Yeah.
No.
Well, let's hope not. Let's hope not. Let's stay on the positive side. Going off of that, the Snyder Cut trailer. What do you think of that?
I think that it is going. I'm saving my reservations
Okay.
for right now. I'm looking forward to it just because of what they've said, what the new footage that they were showing. I really do like kind of where it's going
Okay.
and stuff like that. Like I love the idea that oh yeah, we're gonna be talking about the Speed Force more.
Hmm.
Like, we're actually gonna show Barry in the Speed Force. Like we're actually gonna try. Like he's gonna like accidentally go into the Speed Force and go like, what the hell is this? I really appreciate that. I like the idea that Superman isn't just going to show up for the last 5 minutes of the movie and then go like, "Cool, thanks for holding him off, guys." And I love the idea that he's in his black suit. I like the idea that Batman kind of sounds more like Batman, not just kind of like, "Well, I fucked up in the last movie, so I got to make that up." Like very much Justice League is the movie that the studio thought that the fans wanted. You kind of like make up for what they didn't like in Batman versus Superman, and it turned out terribly.
Hmm.
You know, and I'm looking forward to the 4 hour Snyder cut.
Yeah. I guess it's a mini series. It's 4 hours. Apparently, I don't know how that's gonna work, but we'll see. I'll save my thoughts because I feel like it's too early to say anything. I was just gonna say that I wish they you didn't use Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah. That felt a little on the nose and a little. That felt really weird. I don't know like what the flavor or the atmosphere of this trailer was because it was just
Mm.
so like meta. It was just trying to be meta. That oh you have
Yeah,
it, and I didn't get a feel of like the story they're trying to tell. I just felt it was too meta to get a feel of the movie. But yeah, just my thoughts.
he really likes that song.
I guess yeah, he's a big Leonard Cohen fan. Apparently, he went to all his concerts before he passed away. I'm
Yeah, like he's like a super huge fan. The one thing I do hope though is that they are gonna introduce Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, I would assume so. If they could go back to film that, I don't know if they filmed that
No,
because
they said they filmed it. It was
okay,
cut.
okay.
They said that they had filmed it. They just needed to do CGI on it. Like
Mhm.
it's literally just like him in a green suit, and like he's like I'm Martian Manhunter, and that was it. Like that was pretty much it. Like they showed the scene, but and apparently Deathstroke is supposed to have like a bigger, like he's supposed to have like more of a role. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's too early to say. Uh,
I don't know, but 4 hours is a lot of time to
that's
fill.
a lot
So.
of time. Yeah, it's a little too early to comment on anything, but yeah, it left Nick pretty excited.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I can't. I'm gonna watch it, you know, and hopefully 4 hours makes it good.
Right? And going off of Justice League, Kill the Justice League, Rocksteady's uh, first game in like 5 6 years,
Something like that. Yeah.
something like that. Is finally announced. They were being very confidential on whatever they were working for. These last years, they went radio silent after Arkham Knight, and that
Mhm.
was for the most part a good game. Some people have rightful criticisms, but it was fun. It was fun. It was great, and it's good to see them back. That's a good. They're a great studio. Whatever, however you like, however much you like or enjoy their games, you could just say they really put in a lot of effort. Nick, what are your thoughts on that, man?
Um, I really do like Rocksteady's games. Whether it be the Arkham series, whether it be what was it, Red Dead Redemption, whether whatever they make, they seem to just nail it right out of the park.
Hmm.
The only issue I have with it is that it is a instead of it being a single player game, it's supposed to be a game where you play
Co-op.
with your friends.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah,
co-op
it's a
game.
co-op game. It's
And Nick,
very Borderlands esque.
okay, because you're probably a bigger video game fan than me. Like it was just a story trailer, but you get enough sense to say this is a co-op game. This is meant to play with your friends. And is there anything else you could just tell from this like story trailer?
Yeah, I mean, so far what it looks like is it looks like Brainiac has basically taken over the planet and was able to take over the Justice League.
Hmm.
The interesting thing is that they were saying that this Justice League movie might be taking place after Arkham Knight.
Right. They confirmed that it is in the same continuity as
Yeah, so
Arkham
this is
Knight.
going to be taking place after Arkham Knight, so Batman is already dead, apparently.
Or
Spoiler alert.
whatever happened to Batman.
Yeah, I
Whatever the
don't
fuck.
know.
No one knows.
Yeah, the really obscure ending at the end of Arkham Knight, stuff like that. But the cool thing is that it's going to be a four-player game. It looks like Killer Croc, King Shark is going to be your
Shark.
heavy. He's going to be kind of like mowing people down. Harley Quinn is going to be kind of like a trickster character. Uh,
Deadshot.
yeah, Deadshot is going to be kind of like your shooter, like he's going to be like your run and gun, and Boomerang is going to be like your teleporter apparently because they gave him powers.
Yeah, it seems like it's Captain Boomerang 2, who is related to the Flash family in DC continuity.
Well, what it also looked like, and I thought it was kind of interesting, and I don't know, is it kind of seems more of his Boomerang has powers, and
Oh,
not
I didn't get that actually.
yeah, because if you notice, it's he when he throws his boomerang, it glows, and then he teleports to it.
Hmm.
So it's not like, oh yeah, he's teleporting all over the place. It's more he's teleporting to his actual boomerang.
Oh.
So that's kind of cool. But yeah, it just kind of seems like you're going to be going, level by level, killing off the Justice League.
Hmm.
Fighting Superman, maybe
Yeah,
Wonder Woman, whoever it is.
yeah, they were kind of mentioned in Arkham Knight. You saw some hints of Superman and
Mhm.
Flash, but it's cool to finally see, I guess, in the Arkhamverse, other superheroes. Um, he may seem kind of like the Injustice version of Superman, but it's just interesting to see their take on it.
Yeah, you know what I would like to see? I would like to see a game where Superman's not an asshole.
Yeah, it was a nice guy. The last
Yeah.
game was like, do you ever play Superman Returns the game?
No, that's a terrible game. You shouldn't have to play that game.
I
That's a
found that.
bad game.
It's the final
Terrible game.
final boss
No.
of the tornado. He was nice in that. So Superman Returns the game. Do not get that game at any cost.
No, it's a terrible game. It
Terrible.
is. It's a game where you fly around and then you just crash into buildings. You know what it is? It's the Man of Steel of games. You just don't destroy a city.
Yeah.
You just crash into buildings because the flight is terrible on it and it's bad.
Yeah.
You just don't destroy buildings and kill a lot of people. But the one thing I did have that's kind of like an issue is I am hoping that it's internet man. Okay, so the one thing I do have an issue with the game is that it's kind of taking this Borderlands esque vibe to it, where four people jump on and then you all play and everything like that. The one thing that's hard about Borderlands is that nobody ever does that. Play the game by themselves. Like it's just a thing that happens. Yes, there are people who do play it with other people and stuff like that, but the problem is that when Borderlands comes out, Borderlands is never cross-platform. So people may buy it on the Xbox, they buy it on PC, PlayStation, or they buy it on PC. But the thing is that it's not cross-platform, so nobody can play with each other. So it's kind of like, yeah, I have like 5 friends that own it, but we all can't play with each other. So if Rocksteady really wants to make sure that this game succeeds and people can play it to the fullest of its ability, make it cross-platform. Make it so that way everybody can play with everybody. The game will sell.
You're exactly right. You play more video games, so I'll defer for that opinion to you. Um, so moving on, the last topic of the fandom was the Batman. Seemed everyone liked that trailer. Is that guy dead that he was punching? I don't know. Probably not. But this
I
is
heard squishy. I heard squishy.
they,
Slamming into it.
I don't know what that was, but only 25% of this movie's finished, and we got to see some cool footage from it. So it's cool that they managed to piece together such a interesting trailer from that.
From 25% to show that,
Yeah,
this is gonna be a hell of a movie.
yeah.
It is unfortunate that as of right now, production did stop again.
Right. They were trying to film as much as they could without Robert Pattinson, who got COVID, unfortunately.
Yeah, hopefully he does okay.
Yeah, I'm sure
Uh,
he'll be all right.
yeah. But besides that, I really like the way that they're showing, Gordon. I'm really liking the way that they're showing the Riddler. I like that he's like kind of like this Zodiac-esque like
Killer.
serial killer who's like I have a point to make. Anyway, yeah, I really do like the idea that the Riddler is this like serial killer who is trying to make a point. That's very much what it kind of sounds like. Is like the city is corrupt, and because the city is corrupt, and you're trying to follow, the police's rules, you're also corrupt, and you're as dirty as they are, and everything like that. And I kind of like it. I really like that idea.
Yeah, that's really interesting because the Riddler is played very grandiose. He's always been even the more serious approaches, they always stick to him in this like bowler hat, this green outfit, and just to see him wearing a fucking like a fucking like a like a paper bag or whatever the fuck over his head. It's just gives off a lot of Seven vibes.
Sir, that was a
Duffel
trash
bag,
bag
trash
with
bag,
duct tape.
duct tape. Yeah,
In which,
whatever. Mhm.
what was it? But yeah, you're right. It's straight out of Seven. It's really, really cool. The thing is that everybody's talking about is that they think it's the Riddler is trying to show Batman about the Court of Owls.
Hmm. Well, that's I mean, it could very well could be, but that's a lot of stuff to introduce in the mythos really fast.
Well, the thing is that it's gonna be what I think it is I what I really want is I really want that there is this revelation of like at the end of it, very Seven-esque, where it's like Batman loses. Batman thinks he's defeated the villain, but in reality, he's only helped out the Court of Owls in a way because the Riddler was trying to like expose them or do whatever it is. I think that would be fucking badass if like it'd be a movie where Batman doesn't win. It's Empire Strikes Back, a fucking Batman movie.
Yeah.
No one wins. It's a dark ending.
Let's explore something different in a Batman movie.
Yeah, and also a lot of Batman stories that are like so good are the ones where he doesn't exactly come out on top.
Yeah,
Where
Dark Knight.
it's yeah, where he kind of loses, and like yeah, he won the battle, but he didn't win the war. Like he didn't save Gotham. He's now he has to like work to like bring Gotham back from like whatever happened or whatever the villain had done to it and stuff like that. And that's always a really cool story to tell.
Yeah, yeah. Let's try something different with Batman. We've seen the usual couple of stories,
Mm.
so let's explore something different. But we're keen to see that whenever that comes out. People are joking that the question marks saying like 2021 were pretty literal. It's like whenever theaters are back, whenever
Whenever
COVID's
we
over.
can, whenever we can finally watch this bitch, we'll send it. We'll send it out. But
Yeah,
um,
however that comes out. Um,
yeah, I
but
mean,
the Bat, Mhm.
huh?
No, but the Batman, it'll come out. We'll get through this.
Yeah, and I really do hope they kind of because the way that they were talking about the movie when they were like kind of interviewing the director when Todd Phillips was talking about it is I really do want is I don't know if you've ever played the Telltale's Batman game.
Yes, I played both seasons of Telltale. Yeah.
Yeah, what I really want is I kind of want them to pull from that where Batman is where he has to deal with the fact that his mom and dad were fucking corrupt.
Yes. Yeah,
They're
and
they're not the saints.
yeah, that'd be wicked because some iterations Thomas Wayne isn't the best guy. I
He's
mean,
dick.
look at the Joker. Look at and even in the Long Halloween, you see Thomas Wayne like be very mean to Bruce, or he saves Carmine Falcone's son's life. He's more of a
Mhm.
morally ambiguous character, so we could see that. Let's explore the Bat mythos, which have been
Yeah,
in the movies for like 40 years now.
yeah, and I really like that idea of the way that Bruce Wayne saw it was his dad being a hero, trying to save his mom, where in reality it's his dad's fault that they're getting, hit. Like it's a mob hit.
Right, right. Yeah,
And I
let's do
love
some yeah, let's do something different. speaking of different, because we're running out of time here, and we have to talk about the show because we love it. The Boys. Sorry, I hate to
Yes.
rush
I,
in, but
I, I could put an entire episode on the Batman. I'm just saying.
yeah, no, we're both Batman fans. We love Batman. Fuck it. But the Boys, you like that first season, man? That was fucking great. Came out after Comic-Con.
Mhm.
Everyone was digging it. It's based on a Gareth Ennis comic. It came out at DC first, and then it moved to Dynamite, and it had 60 issues. And uh, the series itself, it's a little rough. I mean, it hasn't aged the best, but the story itself, I think it has a lot of merit. It's talking about the branding and the commodity and the consumerism of superhero culture, which unfortunately you're seeing that in movies and TV shows and the business of it, where
Mhm.
a lot of these superheroes are a brand. So that being said, the series, I love the wrinkles they add to that show, how they make it different. The things they did with Starlight, they make him more relatable. They don't get as I love Gareth Ennis, but sometimes he's a little vulgar, a little mean spirited. It's not as mean spirited as the comic, and I think it's a little
Yeah.
better, a little more human in a way.
Well, that was the thing that I really liked about Preacher as well. The other one, the other comic that they adapted for television.
Also, Gareth Ennis, yeah,
Yeah, Gareth Ennis. What was it? Seth Rogen also produced that as well,
yeah,
kind of bringing it,
he loves
kind of
that
bringing
writer.
it. Yeah, he really likes Gareth Ennis, but what I really do like is the showrunner that they used for it. He's doing an amazing job of kind of getting the source material, and then making it where it's not so vulgar, or it's not just there to shock.
Yeah,
It's he's trying to say something with you know uh, whatever's going on, whether it be the fact that Superman's a serial killer or a sociopath inside of this universe, or the idea that you basically poisoned a bunch of kids and you kind of weren't sure that they were going to make it, because you poisoned them, and then they became superheroes, and then now you exploit them. So I really do like that. I do like the idea that there isn't as much. It's not as grotesque. Because I know that they show pretty much everything in that comic.
yeah, it's very grotesque. Um,
Yeah, whether it be rape, them, somebody being forced to give a blowjob, somebody, getting their head fucking blown off,
yeah,
something.
yeah. The comic though is pretty good for the most part. Has not aged the best, but this show I fell in love with it. What it had to say about superheroes, what it's
Mhm.
you know what's this critique that they're saying about our fascination on superhero culture. Um, developments in season 2 are also interesting. Let's talk the first 3 episodes.
Cool. So
You see,
what'd you think? What'd
yeah,
you
it was.
think?
No, I was really enjoying myself. I love all the new members of the squad. Stormfront is interesting as a character. She's just reminds me of like a raunchy female comic or something.
You know what? I really liked Stormfront when because I think she shows up in episode two. She
Yes.
shows up. Beginning of episode two, she shows up, and I really liked her for that entire episode where I was like, oh, cool. She's a superhero that does not give a shit. She's
Hmm.
like, I'm here to do the job, and that's it. You
Yeah.
know, and I'm here to save people. That's the face that she was giving not only her fans, but she was also giving to the other superheroes as well.
Hmm.
She was going like, why do we have to do these paparazzi things? Why can't we go out and go save people? Why can't we go on patrol? This is a waste of my damn time. And then once you get to episode three, you end up finding out that she's like this like racist bigot who just like is like a mass murderer who doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah. She literally does not give a fuck.
So I actually heard a couple of like interesting theories about Stormfront.
Okay.
That she is, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if they're going to do it, but it was kind of interesting and I kind of liked it. Was the idea of, because they went into the fact that Vought's founder, what was it, the German scientist who came up with, V, basically was able to
Compound V. Yeah.
the guy who figured it out. Basically, he was able to put his brain into a young girl, and he's been kind of like going through bodies, so he's kind of immortal. And instead, he's actually Vought.
Hmm.
Like he is like the founder of like she's the founder of Vought. She is the professor and everything like that. That's why Mr. Edgar was so eager to put her on. What was it? So eager to put her on the Seven and stuff like that. And I thought that was kind of interesting.
That could be a theory. Maybe.
Yeah, and I thought that was kind of cool and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, that's kind of a fucked up like Get Out vibe to it. I like it.
Yeah. That could be a plot point. Yeah. That's really interesting, man.
Yeah, yeah. But besides that, I'm looking forward to the next couple episodes. They fucking killed a whale. Kill the sperm whale.
Save the whales. I love all the stuff with the deep because that guy's like such a fucking scumbag. And
Yeah,
like I don't know if I feel for him. I wouldn't go that far, but I certainly feel a little sorry for him because he's just such a loser as well.
yeah.
He's just such a
I what the one thing
Bill
is that
Cosmo.
the one thing is that they're really commenting on the idea that Aquaman is a fucking he's a loser. Like nobody knows why Aquaman is on the Seven or in Justice League. Like nobody know. Like he's only good for water crimes.
Yeah.
It's everything else.
Some,
Like you just
some mean
put him out in
Aquaman
the ocean.
erasure. Yeah.
Yeah, I
We
mean
need
the only
ocean.
thing that's huh?
If we need some ocean stuff, we'll call the deep.
Yeah, and I really like that in actually season one where he talks about that too, where he's like next to a damn waterfront. He goes, they just want me to jump off and do a sweet dive, show my abs. Like this is ridiculous.
Yeah. And seeing Mr. Edgar, that's another interesting villain played by Giancarlo Esposito.
Mhm.
He's killing it, I guess, in like every streaming show. The Mandalorian, he's in that too.
He's gonna be coming back in the Mandalorian in like a month.
Yeah.
He's gonna be back in the Mandalorian. So I'm like, hey man, get his money, man. He's a great actor.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing him as like a hero character or like a mentor character instead of always seeing him as like a villain.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, he's
I like it.
yeah. He's kind of a little typecasted. But yeah, I love how they're giving Huey balls. He stands up for himself. He stands up to Butcher. Butcher is such a bastard on the show. You love him, but that guy is such a terrible person.
Oh yeah, yeah. If it doesn't help him, he's not down
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But I do think that's gonna. I think the show's gonna turn out pretty interesting. I think because I have to admit the second episode kind of slowed down a little bit. Like the first episode was kind of hit the ground running. Second episode you were kind of like, all right,
Yeah.
cool, whatever. And then third episode you were like, oh, all right, cool. I get why they did 3 episodes because now I'm in. Like I'm completely in now. I get
Yeah.
it.
I'm versed in it.
Yeah, now I'm invested and I wanna finish it up. So I can't wait until tomorrow because today's the 10th. But yeah,
Yeah.
can't wait
As
until
of
tomorrow to
recording.
see it. Yeah.
Any last thoughts on The Boys? We would really recommend it. Everyone should just watch it. Finish this episode, then watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's on Amazon Prime. If you have a friend that has Amazon Prime, you guys should watch it together.
Right. We support sharing accounts. Not everyone has the most money right now, so go ahead.
Yeah, and what you can do is you can actually stream it on Discord, so that way you and your buddy can still stay socially distant and enjoy the movie together.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, they have like a Netflix party feature, huh?
Yeah, you can just kind of like click it and have a nice little time. You guys can all react to the boys.
There you go. We should do that. Let's do that.
We should
Yeah.
actually stream it one of these days on Discord and then like let people join us so that way we can all watch together.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
That'd be awesome. Maybe we could do that next month. We'll see.
Maybe we can do it next month. I'm down. I'm totally down. I think that by next month we should be nearing the finale. Only gonna
Yeah.
be 10 episodes. It's gonna be
Yeah.
10 episodes in it. This
Around there.
season 3. Today's gonna be 4, 5, 6. Yeah, about 7. About
Yeah.
7. It will be a good ways in.
There you go. Yeah,
I'm totally in.
let's do it. So Nick, wrapping up here, where can people find you at? What's
Like
your
usual, you guys can find me at the Nick Valero on Instagram and Twitter, and you can find me on Facebook for just Nick Valero. Check it out.
awesome? You can find me on Twitter and Instagram, G9892. You could follow the Waffle Press at the Waffle Press on Twitter. You could follow it on Instagram at the Waffle Press Podcast. We're on Patreon, iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, and YouTube. Please like, share, subscribe. Thank you for listening. Thanks for watching. We've been professionally unprofessional.
Bye, guys.